Hello, Natalie Breen here, and welcome back to Lesson 2 on Digital Choice Boards. Our main objectives of learning today will be adding additional slides to our presentation, searching and adding materials such as images, adding text to your slides, and format and reposition your text and images. Let's get started. I'm going to switch over to this different window. As you can see, I actually went into my Google Drive by going to google.com, selecting my app launcher, choosing Drive. When I go into Google Drive, I can click here and search for Choice Board, or I can scroll down and find it that way. You're going to double click it open. It will open up like this. The first thing I do is actually I click on the corner of the text boxes and I hit backspace. This will delete those text boxes. Another way you could do it is actually just going into this drop-down menu here and adding a blank slide, and then deleting by right-clicking and deleting the first slide. Either way will do it. Let's turn around and find a background. I'm going to go up to here to background and choose image. I'm going to go on to Google image search, and I'm going to find a cork board. Select a corkboard that you would like to use for your background. There are so many to choose from. I really just like the first one, so I'm going to double click on it. And then I'm going to click on Done. You can also add it to themes. Themes means that it will do the same background for every slide you have. Typically, I like to work on one slide at a time, and you'll see the reason why I don't add it to themes this time. The next thing I want to do is find images. So what I'm going to do is go up to the picture icon, and I'm going to say search the web, which is going to give me this search box over here. And I can find post-it notes and see which one I like the best. Since my concept of this lesson that I'm going to give to students is going to have 6 different concepts to it in the self-guided choice board lesson, I think this one, maybe this one. I could do it actually individually if I wanted to. Let me show you this one. Even though it has 8, I'm going to double click on it and it's going to insert into my slides. And I can actually drag it to make it a little bit bigger or smaller. Now, say for instance, if I really liked this, but I only have 6 choices, I don't have 8. There's a few things that you can do. You can actually go up to this cropping tool, and from these black lines, you can actually minimize this, deleting those other 2, and when you click away, then you only have 6. So the next thing is one of our objectives was how to duplicate slides. So let me show you how that's done. What you want to do is you want to right-click on the slide and select duplicate. The only thing is I actually don't need these post-it notes for any of the other slides. The first slide is going to be the 6 concepts, and we're going to link this slide to every one of our other slides. But I do want to have the corkboard onto each one. So I simply just duplicate the slide, delete the post-it notes, and then say duplicate. So we want to have one home page and 7 other pages in order to have our concepts on them. So I'm going to have 7 pages in all. Let's go back to make sure that we're on the right. So we're going to add text to our slides, and then we're also going to format and reposition. Adding text. I actually want to add text on the very beginning of the slide. So I want to put this right in the middle. And you can either do it a few different ways. You can add a text box, but what I like to do is actually do word art. So I'm going to go to Insert, Word Art, and I'm going to type in Digital Choice Board and hit Enter. When you do that, it's going to come in rather plain. I can reposition this because I want it here, have it up here at the top. But I can also change it, so I can change the font style. This makes it a little bit bigger, so I need to slide this over. I can also change the font or the word art color, and I can change the border color, and I can change the border thickness. I think that might be a little too much. I can make this a little smaller and reposition. Now, of course, it says digital choice board, and of course, for you, you would put in what the concept is. For mine, we're focusing on digital choice board, so that title is appropriate. The next thing I want to do is actually add a shape to every one of my slides, and I'm going to show you why that's important. So down here at the bottom, I'm going to add a shape, but I'm going to make it transparent. Transparent with paint fill and border fill. And then over that, I'm going to actually insert more word art, the word next. Make that the same font, and I could give it a different color if I want to make it stand out. I'm also going to make this and resize it by choosing the corner area, resizing, and I'm going to put it over that shape, making sure that that shape you can still access it. So what I want you to do is actually you can drag your mouse over the shape, that hidden shape, and that word next, highlighting both of them at the same time. You can then do Control C on your keyboard or right click and copy. And on each slide, I want you to Control V or right click, paste the word next. Obviously, you will not be doing this for your last slide, so it only goes from slide 1 through 6. The next thing is, as this is our home page for our digital choice board, we will add the same concept to number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 as the home on this area. Let me show you one more time on how to do that. So working on page 2, I'm going to do a shape and a box. I'm going to draw that box. I'm going to make that box completely transparent in color and in border color. After that, I will insert word art, and I'm going to put the word home, changing that font and changing that color. And then I'm going to make that smaller, and I'm going to put it over that secret transparent shape. Where's that shape? Let's click. There it is. So by clicking someplace else, dragging my mouse over these two areas, the secret box and the word home, I'm going to do Control C on my keyboard and go down to page 3, slide 3, and do the same thing on each one of these slides. So that will complete lesson today. Remember to go back into Share. You have from last week switched it to anyone with a link. You're going to copy that link and share that link within the Blackboard under Assignments. See you next week when we add more to our digital choice board.